Welcome to Research Business Daily Report, sponsored by RFL Client Consulting. I'm Bob Lederer. It wasn't that long ago, and in fact it may still be the case, that researchers' most visible element to consumers' public polling took a lot of abuse, in fact more than its share of lumps, because of its miserable projections in elections and referendums held around the world. However, I read a handful of 2017 reviews of polling, and it indicates that its revival has begun because it has become a more reliable source of information based on recent work. Late last year, Kantar's Lightspeed division did a study of 15 major international legislative and presidential election forecasts during the just completed year. And it found 100% accurate results in its reporting, and 14 of the 15 forecasts actually performed within statistical accuracy levels that were better than historical norms. And when I read that around the holidays, I felt a sense of industry accomplishment. Serious problem identified, problem investigated, and well, maybe not resolved, but improved upon. However, on CNN's Fareed Zakaria GPS this weekend, two pollsters said that you can count on the fingers of one hand the number of pollsters who have made a significant change in their methodologies. And they added that U.S. election polling could be off again this year, although not for the same reasons as before. And this past week, I received an email from a friend who's a big Democrat, and he had just read a tweet from a highly respected observer of the American political scene, which really appalled him. Amy Walter of the Cook Political Report noted a PBS-NPR Marist poll was showing that Republicans had overtaken Democrats in generic polling preference between December and January. Now, Donald Trump's tax bill did intercede during that period, so that could explain some of it. However, the sample used in the poll that my friend observed raised larger issues. I scrolled down to the replies to Amy Walter's tweet, and I discovered several people who had detected potentially grievous errors in the makeup of the sample. For instance, 22% of the respondents were millennials, and that compares with 25% in the census. 26% of this poll sample were boomers, too high because it's more like 22.5% in the census. And it looked like there was a seismic oversampling of conservatives. 36% of the U.S. Census, approximately 50% of those polled in this particular piece of work. So the results were controversial, to be sure, and the sample did not represent registered or likely voters. I told my friend not to worry about the Democrats, at least based on this poll. However, with all those questions about the work of three pretty reputable polling organizations, this poll didn't leave me feeling quite as warm and fuzzy as I had during the much colder holidays. So am I making more of this than is necessary? What does one bad poll, if this is a bad poll, really mean? You tell me. That's your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored today and this week by RFL Client Consulting, created to assist both client market research departments as well as market research agencies. It relies on 25 years of professional experiences with client researchers and thousands of research agency executives. Now, we could list some of the unique capabilities we're capable of. However, we also want to make it clearly understood that we customize each need according to that client's requests. Let's have a conversation about what your needs may be. Check out RFL Client Consulting at our corporate website, rflonline.com. Here's my email and my phone number. Let's have a conversation. And while we've got your attention, a reminder that we registered with Patreon last week, enabling you to support RBDR videos at whatever level you might choose. If you like what RBDR does and delivers Monday through Thursday each week, we invite you to support us. Thank you to our first two patrons, Ann Camille Talley and Cherry Bly. The Patreon link is in the description box underneath today's video. Thanks to everybody in advance. And have a great research day. We'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow.